My name's Adam Evans.
My name is Blaine Angel.
My name's Katie Owen.
I would say football is life to me.
Yeah, football is my life.
Football is my life.
I've liked sports for such a young age, but I think the reason why football stands out for me is because of the good friendship and relationship I had with my granddad when I was very young. But he just drilled football into me really, and I couldn't really pick any other sport as a favourite. So no matter how much I tried to wind him up for going to being a Manchester United fan.
I just remember my mum used to take me to like the summer clubs at school for like football, and I just went and played. And my nan took me to the Villa because I support Aston Villa, and then I went with her to watch the Villa play.
I've always loved sport, watching sport. I don't play any sport, and I've loved football for ages. And I've been to a few Premier League games, so I've been to a few Leeds United games. And my favourite part is that atmosphere and the crowd and sort of the experience of it really. And went to Rugby Town, and just the ground is an amazing facility at that level, and just being able to be, because obviously at Premier League games and high level games you're not really close to the pitch, you can't hear the players, you don't feel that always that involved in the match, but actually at that level you can feel all of that. You can see the players, you can hear them shouting, you can hear the ball, all of that atmosphere that you get from going to a game at that level. And Rugby Town is just had all of that really.
What you've seen in effect is the collapse of the global sporting calendar.
At this moment of national emergency, stay at home, protect our NHS, and save lives.
The lower leagues will be affected massively. When you look at the terms of the funding that the government have given, it's not as much as what people anticipated, I don't think. And obviously they were prior to the lockdown anyway. They're not exactly got a lot of cash as it is. So I think a lot of that, in order to keep the domestic leagues on their feet, is going to have to come down to a lot of community support and voluntary work.
I feel like they should have treated both levels of football equally. Like they should have allowed both, because it affects both people's mental health.
Do you think it's affected your mental health?
Obviously I miss it a lot, to be fair. Like, it's just odd not being able to wake up and go and play football.
Not having football for a lot of supporters and some people obviously who work within the game anyway have obviously struggled. It's obviously a massive part of some people's lives, and even when it does go back to normal, they're not going to have the social aspect, I don't think, anyway. Even if it's just before a match, go into the pub, having a pint, having a chat with your mate and stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as that, but it's been sad to see people struggle, and it's quite amazing to see that even without something as simple as football is, and how much people take it for granted at times, but it is something that brings a massive amount of happiness into people's lives, and it can obviously sway drastically how they are feeling really.
Eventually, it'll be a long period, but eventually it will get back to the way it was and how we loved it. Before lockdown, we were playing games behind closed doors, and it just weren't the same, to be fair. Like, there was no one there, you were scoring, but it was just like you were just celebrating with your teammates, and that was it. You didn't hear any of the noises or anything of the fans cheering. It was just odd. But once like that all goes back to normal, it's going to be a different approach. Probably going to be even better than it usually would.
It's hard really, because obviously at a high level they do all the testing and they know that the players are safe, whereas at this level it's not the case, and actually all of the players have other jobs. None of the players are fully professional, so it's quite risky for the players. I think from a selfish perspective, I'm glad I got to see a little bit of football, so I was glad it came back. But I think in terms of the whole picture of the pandemic and how things are across the country, it was probably right to stop again, I think, definitely.
I think if some clubs are to survive, it would be down due to the amount of hard work and voluntary work that supporters who clearly have a love for their team will put in. And hopefully that is the case for a lot of clubs around the country, because obviously we don't want to lose many grassroots clubs at all, really, because at the end of the day, that's where the likes of the Jamie Vardy's and stuff come from in the first place. And without them, we wouldn't have some of the talent we have in the Premier League at the moment.
So I want to be playing football, but I've got to also figure out that it's not all about me. There is a pandemic going on. There's a crisis going on.
In terms of the fans, it really is like that. You know, you walk in and there's Ray taking the money for the golden ticket, and then you know everyone has their place that they stand in the ground, and you kind of walk around and you kind of build those relationships. And you know, some of my strongest bonds are actually with older people. So there's a guy called Terry who goes, and he's like in his 80s, but I love him, and we natter and we stand next to each other, and he loves seeing me, and you know that's what it's about, really. And 8 years of being a fan is a long time. I've actually recently had a baby, my first baby, so it's been a bit of a strange time for me because I was pregnant. I went to one game in my entire pregnancy, and I went to one game since my child's been born. So you know, in over a year and 2 months, it was weird. I saw a lot of fans, and I was about 2 weeks away from my due date, and everyone was like, the last time I saw you, you weren't pregnant. And so that's been different. So in terms of lifestyle moving forward, obviously I really want my son to go to some games. I'm not going to force him to be a Rugby Town fan, but I would like that to still be part of my lifestyle, being able to go to the football with him and kind of just experiencing that again. I just miss that purpose on a Saturday of going to the football.